Hi, my name is Chris. I'm a first year RA in Morrill Tower and a second year OA on Southwest Campus. I'm a psychology major and a disability studies minor, and this is my RA transfer application. So, the reason that I mostly want to transfer is because I think that I could grow and develop better in a different location than where I'm currently at Morrill. And here are some halls that I thought would be good fits for me. I've got Norton Scott Mendoza, Bush Halloran, and Park Strad. I picked these for specific reasons. For example, Norton Scott Mendoza, I think that the quad experience and working with students who live in a quad and working on the roommate agreement and any problems that arise could be easily applied to Norton. But also with Norton and Scott and Mendoza, working with students who are not freshmen, who are like sophomores and sometimes older, but mostly sophomores, um, would be good for my development as well. I've definitely got the freshman experience with in terms of residence here at Morrill, and I think that continuing to work with different populations of students would be great for me. When it comes to Bush Halloran, the John Glenn Civic Leadership Community, I want to get more involved when it comes to the academics and just interests of my residents. And I think that working through this LLC would be great, especially when it comes to the inclusivity of leadership and servant leadership and just the goals in general of the John Glenn Leadership Community in terms of like one-on-one attention for residents. I think that's a great resource and opportunity. And also the trips and programming. For example, they go to Washington, D.C. And I just think that even building programs for residents around leadership and different avenues on campus to find leadership would be great. And finally, at Park Strad, reasons why I thought it would fit in there are the Future Health Professionals LLC. My goal is to become a clinical mental health professional, counselor, possibly even a school counselor. And I think that the being in a place with the Future Health Professionals LLC provides a different experience for residents, especially people who want to be future health professionals, which I know you have to be in the LLC, because you get all these kind of diverse fields. You get like people who are biology majors. Most people are pre-med, definitely. But you get nursing majors, and even you can have people like me who want to be mental health professionals. And I think that the diversity of the fields there and just working with people who have similar goals, but through different avenues is super advantageous. And also they have like CPR training, which is super cool. And I think that you could build programs around being a health professional in the future that would be more engaging for people who have similar goals. And finally, the Park Strat Community Council there. I would love to get involved with the Park Strat Community Council. I think there are some great things that can be done there, especially on the 10th floor with all that space. I think it could be utilized and decorated more and even utilized in programming. And just, I think not many people know that that's such a nice place on the 10th floor, the Sky Lounge, that could be used well. Some experiences and skills that I bring to the table. I worked for 2 years, including this year, on Southwest Campus as an OA, and that was my introduction to residence life. And I've worked in all the buildings, so it's from Siebert to Matt Canfield to Brad Pat, which all have different types of environments, and I think even cultures and different types of residents. So I think that experience helped me learn what it might be like to be an RA, which I'm now at in Morrill Tower. And I think that working with first year students specifically, and especially in suite living and shared bathrooms, has helped me understand the different how people's backgrounds and experiences influence the way they interact with others. I think having all these having diverse people and experiences in terms of residents and so many residents, especially in Morrill, with us 70 residents on each floor, is a strength that I can apply to other locations. Especially building programs, something that I've done with like university programs, so like Mundo and other resources we have on campus. That's something that I love to do because I love to show residents that it's not just something that I make. It's we have all these different resources on campus they can use and be introduced to. And also, something that I love to pride myself on is building relationships with residents. I think that's the most important part of the job because if there's anything that someone wants to share, I feel like they'll share it more with people that they trust. So, building trust, building relationships, building rapport with residents, is something that I love to do. But it is a little bit difficult in Morrill when there's 70 residents. And I think that it'd be beneficial for me if I was in an area that had less residents per floor where I could build closer relationships with them. Some areas of improvement and developing. Uh, so I struggled, especially early in the year, with boundary building and delegating tasks for sure. Anytime a resident would email me or message me through GroupMe about a problem, I was instantly trying to fix it. I was putting all of my effort into it. And I realized that that's just not the best way to go about things because then all of my focus is on being the how do I word this? All my focus is on that problem at that time instead of allowing myself to delegate to other people. So I think that led to a lot of stress and unneeded stress where I couldn't be the best RA that I could be because I was too hyper focused on instantly trying to solve problems when sometimes they weren't my problems to solve and I needed to delegate. And I've been doing that much more through talking to the hall directors and assistant hall directors. They've helped me a lot in terms of fixing that habit. Also, I think developing through involvement would be really huge for me. That's why I mentioned those living learning communities. I'd love to get more involved and uh, have more common shared experiences, I think, with my residents. That kind of ties in with the closer knit communities. Again, I love to build relationships with residents. I want them to feel at home. I want them to feel like they can come talk to me about anything if they're comfortable with it. And I think that that's a little bit hard to do in Morrill where there's so many people. And finally, an emphasis on mental health. This is for my mental health. It's sometimes hard when I'm living in a place that doesn't have an exterior window. So I think that it would only help me and help me develop if I'm in a room that has a window to the outside. That helps with seasonal depression and those kind of things. But yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to review my application. I hope you have a great day.